Hey everybody, welcome to Creating with Love. How are you? Okay, so I've got a cute little project to show you. I wanted to make myself a little prayer booklet, which I did. I'm gonna try and shine the light. Okay, I think that's a little better. So this prayer booklet I wanted to put into my pocketbook, so I made it out of like pieces of paper. This section will be prayers that people ask you to pray, and then this one will be, I can't show you, answered prayer. So, and then we're gonna do something a little extra to keep this shut. But this is decoupage paper onto a paper bag, and it's quite sturdy, guys. So I'll show you how to do that. I already have a cover made over there drying because I wanted to do it real quick. But I took a paper bag, okay, and I'm crinkling it for a reason. And what I did was, okay, I'm going to trace around it, kind of like, you know, roughly, so I know where the decoupage has to go. I know where the glue has got to go. And I bought this. I forgot where I got it, but I like it. It's pretty good. It works just as good as Mod Podge. So we're going to put some more in my little cup, which I was using before. And then we're going to decoupage the cover onto it. And we're going to decoupage both sides so that we have a nice finish on it. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to put a pretty thick coat in here, inside the square that I drew around my piece of paper, which will turn out to be our cover. Now, mind you, I told you we have a second cover that I did. All right, so no worries, guys. You kind of want to get this thick so it'll adhere itself. Not talking right lately, not good. Just coming up with little projects for you guys. Now I'm doing this because there's lots of prayers coming out during this time that we're in stay-at-home orders. I wouldn't say quarantine, but we're in stay-at-home orders, and you know, my church has been reaching out for prayers for a couple of our members that have gotten sick from this virus. So I figured I'm going to make a small prayer journal for my pocketbook, guys, for my pocketbook. And so you don't have to go out and buy it, okay? Just make it. So this is going to go on top of here. Now you're going to get bubbles in this. I got bubbles in the other one. I'm not worried about it. It's just for my personal use. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decoupage the top of this. Just sealing it in. Okay? We're going to go in one stroke. You know, one-way stroke. And then when it dries, I want you to decoupage the other side. Just like this. Make sure you get the crease, because if you don't, you know, sometimes your papers will crack. But I want this to be durable for your pocketbook. All right. Now, as you see, we're sealing the edges. Just seal them. Seal them good, guys. And set this to dry. Don't worry about it curling. You can fix that later. Okay. Now, because I want to get both sides done, I am going to do both sides so I can rinse out my sponge. But don't do what I'm doing, do it when it's dry. Because all it's going to do is try to adhere onto the thing I have under it. Unless you have, let's say, wax paper or something. But I'm just showing you what I do to my little books. I only made one because I wanted to figure out how to make myself a little prayer journal. And this is the Easter season, so we should be in prayer, you know. We should be looking towards God and thanking Him for giving us His Son. Today is Good Friday. I'm doing this on Good Friday. This won't be uploaded. This will probably be uploaded this weekend. And then we'll get back to the junk journal we're building for Mother's Day. But this is like a little Easter project. All right. Now that needs to dry. And hold on, guys. All right, so I'm getting all my tools out. I got to get my needle. Here's my needle. I keep it in a piece of cardboard so that I don't stick myself. And then I'm going to get I'm going to use my wax thread. Okay, that's my wax thread. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to use this just so that I could make the booklet as we go, as the thing is drying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my string 3 times, okay, so that you'll have enough to sew it in there. Do you see what I just did? Okay, so I'm going to cut off a piece of string. Because they wrap this string weird. I gotta go under. It's all wrapped. It's all wrapped, weaved in, sort of like. I don't know why they did that. But anyways, so I have my piece of string. I am gonna put it on the needle for when I need it. Okay. So this is very easy to put in. This is a large eye needle. I don't know if you can see that. But that's a large eye needle. And I have my embossing tool with the big ball on the end, and then my pokey tool. Okay, so I went and I got like 10 to 12 pieces of paper, and I folded them the way I wanted them to be folded. I'm using like a lot of my tea dyed papers and coffee dyed. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do, and I want this paper in there as well as this one. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all together. And you got to figure out where you want them cut. So, that's why I am using this cover as the template. So you got to cut like right here. You got to just cut it out, you know. And I'm going to hold these like this so they don't move. It might be hard to cut through, but you can go along and trim them. All right, so you have excess here. You can save it or you can throw it away. Do what you want with it. I'm going to save it to the side in case I want to do something else. Now, they're not all set up to be sewn in. Okay, all the pieces of paper, they're not. So I'm going to set them up to be sewn in, but we're not going to sew them in this one. We're going to sew them in the other one we did, but we have to wait for it to dry. Okay. All right, so now I got this and this. So I want this one on the outside when you begin your journal. And we're going to do this again. All right. There we go. And we're going to kind of like cut every piece to the edges like so. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to keep going, but, okay, we are going to use our trimmer because I know that the more we put in to the inner parts, the more it's going to stick out. So we're going to trim. I think you can see what I'm doing. We're going to trim maybe just a hair off, okay, of each one, so that we know that it's going to be inside the booklet. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this, right, and put it in here, and it sits right inside there, and you have room, like you have an edge there. So now you're going to have room for your other papers to be able to see. You're just going to mark them. I'm going to mark all of these. Okay, I'm going to mark them all, and then I'm going to cut them off. Where are we? We're at 12. Okay, we're at 12 minutes. So this is all I'm going to do. Okay. I want them small. Not small, I want them trimmed. Now this one does not need to be trimmed. This one does. And if you want to ink them, you can ink them. I don't want to ink them. Kind of lazy about that. It is fun to ink your stuff, but it's a lot of work. I'll tell you that. Okay, those are okay. Let's see, we'll just trim that off. And here's the last one. Okay, so now we're going to trim these as we go. Okay, we're going to put them inside each other. I'm just going to trim just a tiny bit off of this one. And this is how you prepare the inside. Oh, you. Okay, so there, you're trimming all of them. Boom. All right, so I'm going to trim them all and I'll be right back. Now, guys, everything is trimmed. Now we got to just put them in order the way we want them. All right, this I didn't want. All right. So I'm just not going to be picky. I'm just going to put all of my, whoops, this one needs to be trimmed down on the bottom. Hey. If something's too long, trim it down. That's all. So now, get rid of this stuff that rolls under my hands. So now, like, everything is uniform and fits, okay? It fits. So this one is almost there drying, okay? So it is going to fit. It's going to fit. Right here and right here is the line. I'm going to cut it in a minute with you guys. Actually, let's cut it now. Let's trim it. This is what I did before, okay? It's not the one I did on video. The one I did on video is wetter than this one, but I'm still going to trim it up for you because then you'll see how sturdy this can become. All this is the cover to your little prayer journal. And you just, you just cut along the lines. That's all. The edge of the paper. Trim. Just trim it up. So while I am waiting for this to dry, what I am going to do is I'm going to fold it. So now you can see it is a cover and it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good, guys. Pretty fantastic. So I'm going to take my pokers. I'm going to poke right through both layers. You'll see why I want that there later. You got 2 holes on each side. You'll see why I want it there later. Now it just needs to dry. I think the heat of my computer will dry it. Okay? So, let's just get moving on reconstructing or constructing the middle part of this. I'm going to get rid of my trimmer because I actually don't think I need it anymore. So I started to construct the middle part, okay? I'm going to take some random pieces of paper. I'm going to alternate what I want. And then here's graph, here's lined, but see, the line is going to go up and down, but that's okay. Then I'm going to take a plain piece, then another lined piece, which, please stop it. It's sticking together on its own. There. Alright, so I'm going to put one of these pieces from a composition book randomly in here, okay? And they're just page numbers, but I like, just having the randomness. And then what I'm going to do is I'm staggering the pieces so that we have, different kinds of paper in here. And then I'm going to put another, actually I'm going to put this lined piece. And then this piece, the graph piece, and then now the last piece. So now what I want to do is I want to push these together inside here really tightly, okay? Then I'm going to grab my pins, paper clips. So I'm going to grab my paper clips, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this baby together so it can't come apart. Okay. That's one. Do the opposite side. You kind of like jot to the left or whatever it's called, diagonal. And you keep pushing in the middle as you go. All right, keep pushing in the middle. Now I'm going to put one here, and one here. So I have all 6 sides covered, okay? Now I think this is ready. It's nice, and it feels leathery. That's why I decoupaged it. I would like to put 2 coats on it, but not for today. All right, so now I have a book that I use to poke holes with. You know what I mean. I use it as padding underneath so that I can poke holes. And we're going to line it up. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to trim it too on the top, which is okay. So we're going to line it up. And we're going to put our pokey tool. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 holes. So we're going to go. We're actually going to make sure that we push it into the crease. So we're going to go 1 and whoops. And we're just going to work that through like that. Then we're going to go to the middle. And work it through. And then we're going to go to the end. And poke and work it through. Okay? Did you see that? Okay. So now this would be so that I could crease it, but it creased well on its own. All right, so we're going to sew it together. Okay. And what'd I do? Lose it? No. We're going to go through the middle, out to the back. Then we're going to go to the top. Wait a minute. Just got to make sure. Yeah, I got everything right. Nope. Now it moved. And it should not have. So we're going to go through. Now we need to know why this moved. Okay. So if it moves, just pick it up and move it back. There you go. All right. So we're going to pull this through like this. Leave the tail. And I'm going to try and place the tail there. And then I'm going to go through the hole again. Make sure you don't go through the middle of the thread. There. Then we're going to go to the end hole on the bottom. And boom. Okay. So now you're going to pull tight. Pull tight. pull this one tight. All right, so that's nice and tight. So you're going to come up here, right here, and you're going to go under, and you're going to go under again. Ow! I shouldn't have done that. Then I'm going to put this over here. Then you're just going to tie your little nugget in the middle. And you're going to, let's see, I'm going to try and do it this way. You're going to cross your strings. 1, 2, and boom. Then you're going to do it again. You're going to cross it, go under and under twice. Remember, twice. This thread locks itself because of the wax. Okay, so now we have ourselves a little book that we made. Take all the things off, all the paper clips, get rid of the book. Okay, and there you go. There's your little book, but you gotta trim the bottom. Just make sure it's okay. There we go. It's not even yet. So we're going to have to just keep going until we can get it pretty even. Okay? And trim the top. We want it all uniformed and fitting inside. Okay? Now, there is your little book. You can have your prayer requests up front. So it starts like this, okay? Then you can do all your prayer requests up front, go to the middle, and start doing the answers to your prayers. And there it just sits. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim right here, okay, so that it can uniform itself. You don't have to trim every one of them, but you know, there you go. All right, so now one more thing. I have a couple of threads. All I want to do is thread one through the top part here. Okay. And I'm going to tie this part. Okay. Then I'm going to trim the bottom of it. Then I'm going to cut a piece off. Actually, I'm going to get another piece. I'm going to thread it through. The back. We're going to tie. Remember to tie a knot. If you hear rattling, that's my window because the wind is blowing on it. So, yeah. It's windy here today. Then we're going to make sure both of the strings are even. And we can just tie it shut with a big bow. So that you have that. I'll be right back. So now I want just a little bit of, see these, I had these before and I just bought new ones. So I want just a little bit of a decoration on here, and I cut it to size, okay? And it's real sticky, so you don't have to use glue with it, all right? All right, so I'm going to lay it down right there and then just lay it up there. So now I have a cute little prayer book for your pocketbook that you can just, you know, open up. If you don't want this, you don't have to have it, because sometimes these strings are a pain, but I'll put a ribbon in here. You could just open this up, write your prayer request down, and you can continue to make your own, so you don't have to go to the store. This was cheap. It was maybe 5 cents. All right, guys, if you like this type of tutorial, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Your comments and your suggestions, they help and they encourage me. Hit the bell for notifications to be notified when I put up new content, and read the links below. If you want to order my book, come to, write to me in my email or my snail mail, and I'll give you information, and you'll give me mine information so I could send you a book. Read the links below. Come join my group on Facebook, and in the name of Jesus, God, please just protect everybody through this coronavirus. All your people, we know what we need to do. God bless all of you, and guys, keep creating with love.